What's up, everybody? This video is going to be about the Jonny Mopar channel. So I've been doing this YouTube thing for about 2 years, a little more than 2 years or so. That first year has been a rough year, steep learning curve. I really didn't know anything about it, so made tons of mistakes, learned quite a bit. I'd say the second year is really the first year where we're starting to get some kind of, you know, get the channel kind of honed. But it's still not enough. The channel needs to go, it needs to step up and go to a higher level. And I'm not quite sure how to do that yet. Probably going to join one of those YouTube, how-to YouTube channels, where you can get in on the inside, get some professional help. That's what I'm looking forward to, and that's what I plan on doing here really soon. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody that's subscribed to the channel, and thank you for your views. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for your comments. You guys are the hardcore guys. Your comments are always appreciated. And I just wanted to kind of, pull the curtain back a little bit and talk to you guys a little bit about the behind the scenes type of stuff. I'm in a very unique situation right now. I'm not trying to evoke sympathy or anything like that, but if you happen to follow a lot of the economical stuff that's going on, it's looking pretty dire. I think it's my opinion. 2023 is going to be a rough year for the whole country and the economy. And I was impacted. I was laid off about a month ago. So it's not a secret. I'm not advertising it. I'm not, telling the world, other than if you see this channel and see this video. And I didn't really have, I've had some swings, On the one hand, I wanted to kind of go out there and just tell everybody. And on the other hand, it's like nothing to do with the channel. Just keep it away from the channel. But I think right now it's relevant. So I was laid off about a month ago. I worked for a company. I'm not going to say who they are because it's one of those big companies and I don't want any kind of repercussions from it. But I've spent about 25 years at that company. And yeah, it's an emotional roller coaster right now. There's a little bit of uncertainty. It's a little bit scary. I had high hopes that, I would say I didn't see this coming. Our company got bought out by a larger company, and for about 10 years straight, they went through just laying people off, moving a lot of the production offshore, just for cheap labor. And then it's been calm for, I'd say, the last 5 years or so. So I've really dropped my guard. During that time, 10 years, they were laying off about every 6 months to a year. So you were always on edge. It could always happen any day. And then things have been pretty good for the last 5 years. So I haven't been worried. And then out of nowhere, we have this layoff. And it hit my department that I was in pretty hard. So I'm now unemployed, and what would have been nice is I wish the channel was further along. I wish the channel not necessarily was making me so much money I was rich, but was making enough money to sustain, the bills that I have, pay the bills that I have. And then, I feel like if I can get to that level, I could go from there and scale it up and hopefully make the channel a bigger, better channel than it is today. But I'm not there yet. We're barely scraping by. The channel doesn't make me anything. So for you guys that are, looking to do your own channel, it's a little sobering. You see these guys making tons of money and have tons of success, and they probably have a lot of background that has helped them get to where they are. It's really hard. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. And you're dabbling. It's not like you're learning just one thing. You're learning tons of things. I'm not a computer guy, not the best on the internet and stuff. So that stuff's slow for me. Trying to learn, how to make videos, how to edit videos, how to, you know, create content, how to structure it so that it's enjoyable for you guys to watch. And so that's been a steep learning curve. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, I feel like what I want this channel to be about is sort of like the average guy. I feel like I'm an average person. Average guy, probably a lot like you are, those who watch this channel. And, you know, a lot of the stuff I've done on my own cars as a hobby over the years, and I've learned a ton of stuff. And so my approach is to try to show you guys how to, you know, repair your car, modify your car, fix your car, restore your car, you know, not necessarily full-on restorations, but components of your car, and show you that you can do it. I mean, if I could do it, you guys could do it. And then there's a whole host of problems that get encountered when working on these cars, especially nowadays when we have issues with vendors not making very good parts that don't fit, and how we get around that stuff. So I hope to bring more of that to the table for the average guy that's working on his own car in his garage, the average Joe. And I think what has happened to me as far as getting laid off is one of those things that happens to a lot of people, and I believe is going to happen to a lot of people over the next year or so. Now, I'm fortunate enough that I work for this big company that has a pretty decent severance, and the severance is going to carry me a little bit into next year. So I was brainstorming this morning, having breakfast with my wife, and you know, there's a few kind of epiphanies that came to me, and one of them is that this might be the opportunity of a lifetime. You know, I gave 25 years of my life to this stupid company that sold me out in a heartbeat. You know, it's like I've done things for this company that has potentially saved it from adverse events, or, you know, things that could potentially cost millions of dollars. And of course, you know, they were grateful, but it's like, what have you done for me lately? You know, and it's, you're not a person when you work for these big companies. You're just a number. They're not out there. They don't have your back the way they expect you to have their back. And I know there's probably a lot of you guys that have that same type of experience. And so I'm looking at the situation, you know, it's like my first thought, because I haven't been planning anything, you know, I don't have any backup plan or anything, but I told myself I'm not going to do anything for a month. I'm just going to kick back, relax, clear my head, and get some stuff done around the house, right? And one of the epiphanies I had was, you know, maybe what I was doing is not what I want to do anymore. I've not wanted to do that for a long time, but now maybe instead of rushing back into that industry, trying to, you know, find another job doing what I was doing before, maybe this is a good time to pivot and go into something completely different. Now, the safe road is go back into the industry, make a paycheck, pay your bills. There's a lot of potential that I probably won't be able to make the money I'm making now, you know, and then I think a lot of these corporations are going to be laying off at the same time. So you're going to have lots of people trying to get that same job. So it's going to be difficult. But, you know, if there's ever a time where I want to completely pivot away from what I was doing and doing something that I'd rather do, this might be the moment. And so, you know, one of the things that I do enjoy working on cars. I don't want to work for a company where I'm working on cars and have to answer to other people, you know, and kind of, you know, respond to their beckoning call. But maybe I could do this on my own, you know. Maybe I can, what I was thinking is I'd like to learn how to do body work. You know, I've done it here and there just a little bit on my own stuff. By no means am I an expert. I do not do body work. Okay, the stuff I've done, you know, it's been stuff that You know, I could do it to a car that's, say, a driver or beater or something like that, straighten it out a little bit. But all the nice cars I have had, I've always given to my buddy John Jones because he does excellent work, and I want those cars to look excellent. So, but maybe I could get to that point where I invest my time over the next few months is, you know, doing something like that, getting those skills, and then maybe doing this for a living and doing it, being my own boss. Now, I don't look at this as being something permanent. All I'm looking to do is do something like this where I'm in the industry I love, which is automotive. I'm making enough money to pay my bills, but the potential is much higher than that because I really have high hopes for this channel to do bigger, better things. I want to take it up to the next level. So this is just to bridge that gap until I can get the YouTube channel to a level where it is huge and successful. And so the job is no longer like, say, doing body work or working for a corporation. That's still a backup plan. That might be something I have to go to. I don't know yet. But maybe the real job is doing the YouTube channel and doing the body work and continuing to doing all the wrenching stuff that I have been doing is the content, you know, and that is the meat and potatoes of the YouTube channel. So anyway, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm thinking. It's a loose plan. Nothing's in concrete, and I have no idea where I'm going to go. But I know if I go back into being an employee somewhere, I'm going to reach a ceiling again, and I'm going to be miserable again, and I have to, you know, I have to take orders from other people. And I like the idea of being my own boss, making my own decisions, and being in control of my own destiny and having no ceiling whatsoever. Maybe this thing I can blow up so huge that the channel's successful, I'm making enough money to pay my bills, but I'm making enough money to do other bigger things, you know? So I'm very hopeful, and I appreciate you guys being there and having my back and supporting me and watching the channel. Like I said, putting those comments in there, trying to steer me right wherever you can. I greatly appreciate that. So I think that's it for this video. If you guys have similar stories or similar thoughts as to wanting to follow, you know, your dreams on things you enjoy doing versus having to work for the man, you know, I'd love to hear them. So feel free to put them in the comments, and let's see where this goes. Let's try to make this channel the baddest ass automotive channel on YouTube. And thanks again.